Good afternoon, and I welcome you, student. This is a live webinar. Will be a quiz on the topic is matter around us pure. We already finished the topic. Before I begin the session, there is some breathing exercises and little bit of body relaxation techniques, yogic exercises. Okay, sit comfortably. And the first exercise is Bastrika. Hold your hands like this, students, and one, two. Inhale, exhale, one, two, 10 times. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sit comfortably on the chair. Feet should be touching the ground. Relax your body and your spinal cord should be erect. You can put a pillow behind the back on the chair on which you are sitting so the spinal cord is erect. Okay, start. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, come back. Now neck, right hand. Apply some stretch to the neck and make sure it comes to the right side. Do not apply too much pressure. We have to release any stress, any tension in the muscles and feel the stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come in the center. Left hand, left hand. Now stretch it to the left hand side. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release any stiffness, any part of the neck. Right, left, right, left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now neck up, down. 1, 2, 3. Inhale, exhale. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3 times clockwise. 1, 2, 3. Anti-clockwise. 1, 2, 3. Come back. Hands open, close 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shoulder rotation. We have to free our shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Both your feet, ankle rotation 5 times clockwise, 5 times anti-clockwise. You can start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back. Now close your eyes for breathing. Mindful breathing. We will focus on our breath. We will inhale from the nostril, exhale from the nostril, and we will go from our experience the different parts of the body, and we will experience the body touching certain surfaces on which we are sitting. Okay, your 2 palms should be comfortably placed on your laps or on the table. Close your eyes and you will first three breaths will be breathing from the nostril and exhale from the mouth. After that, normal breathing from the nostril. Okay, sit comfortably, relax yourself, and spinal cord is erect. 3 deep breaths will be taken from the nostril and exhale from the mouth. Start. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now normal breathing from the nostrils, deep breathing from the nostril in, and also nostril exhaling from the nostril. Focus on your breath. Focus on your breath, students. Now focus your attention on your brain and experience the breath, the air at the two parts of the brain, left hemisphere and hemisphere. Follow your breathing, and the breathing is coming to your mouth, to your face. Follow the breath, it is coming to your neck. Follow the breath, it is now inside your chest, inside your heart, inside your belly. The belly is expanding when you inhale and it is contracting, squeezing when you exhale. Keep on breathing. Now experience the breath in your both the arms. Keep inhaling, exhaling. Now the breath is reaching your 2 feet. And now it is at the lower part of the body, your legs and the feet, legs and the feet. Experience the sound vibrations of your fan. They are passing in. Let them be. Keep on breathing. The breath could be shallow, it could be deeper, it could be smooth. Let it be. Keep breathing. Keep breathing, keep breathing. Focus on the 2 nostrils from where the air is entering, and at the same time where the air is exhaling from the 2 nostrils. Focus on the breath. Slowly and slowly come back to the normal breathing. Become aware of your surroundings. Experience the vibrations inside your body. Normal breathing. Slowly and slowly fold your hands. Rub your 2 hands. When the hands become hot, heat energy is produced, healing energy is produced. Gentle massage your eyes, your face, your forehead, your neck, your arms, your head, and attitude of gratitude. Hold your 2 hands together and thank you, universe, thank you, God, for the life I have, for all the beautiful things I am enjoying, and I am working to my best to produce good results in my life. Slowly and slowly, you can open your eyes with smiles. 2, 3. Okay, come back. Are you back?
Yes, sir.
Okay, relaxed.
Yes, sir.
Body is free. There should be no stress, no tension at any part of the body. We should activate our body so that the main purpose is to focus and to concentrate. The quiz is coming and we have to focus, concentrate, think before you answer a question. Don't answer any question in a hurry. Unless I understand the question, I can never answer a question. So you already read all this. So let us see how we can answer the questions. We will take adequate time for answering the question. We will think, focus, concentrate, and then we will give the correct answer. Okay, we are getting ready. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, come out and focus. The quiz is on matter around us. Is the matter around us? Is the matter around us pure? Is the matter around us pure?
That is the chapter we are going to begin. And let me change the color of the pen. It could be made okay, red. All right, first question is on the screen. You have read in this chapter pure substances, mixtures, homogeneous mixtures, heterogeneous mixture, colloids, separation techniques which we have used for separation of the mixtures of the compounds, distillation you have used, fractional distillation you have used, and separating funnel and chromatography. All these things we have read in this. Crystallization also we have read, evaporation we have read, and how do you get cream from milk by centrifugation, and the principles behind all this have been read. Yes or no? Tell me yes or no.
Yes, sir.
You should have energy. You should have energy and focus. First question: which of the following statements are true for pure substances? Read the four choices first carefully. Pure substances contain only one kind of particle. Pure substances may be compounds or mixture. Pure substances have same composition throughout. Pure substances can be exemplified by all elements other than nickel. Now you have to find out which of the following statements are true. So mark it. The question is which of the following statements are true for pure substances. Pure substances. You already know what are pure substances, students. So what answer we are giving?
Sir, first option.
You are saying pure substances contain only one kind of atom. That is correct. First option is correct. Is that the only one? He says following statements. That
No,
means
sir.
there could be more than one.
Yes, sir.
Then any other?
Sir, third part.
Third part is also correct. So first and third are, which of the are true? First and third, they are true. What about pure substances? Maybe compounds or mixture, wrong. Pure substances can be explained by all the elements other than nickel, wrong. So only first and three are true. That is the correct answer. You are getting one full mark for that. Rusting of an article made up of iron is called. You know what is rusting of iron? You have seen
Yes, sir.
iron materials get rusted.
Yes, sir.
You have seen at different places at your homes how the rusting takes place. So rusting is also called corrosion. It is an oxidation process. You know about it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. First, what are the four choices given? Corrosion, and it is a physical as well as a chemical change. Dissolution, and it is a physical change. Corrosion, and it is a chemical change. Dissolution, and it is a chemical change. Okay. Which of the following is correct? Rusting of iron is also called corrosion. We know about it.
Sir, option C.
Corrosion, option C is corrosion and chemical change. That is the correct answer. You will get one full mark for that. But why it is a chemical change? What happens during corrosion? What is the compound which is formed? Are you aware of it? What happens? Iron.
Sir, iron oxide.
Iron solid. There is oxygen. There is water which is present in the atmosphere, and there is some acid. All these things are there, and it forms an oxide of iron is formed, which is a compound of the iron. So it is a chemical change. Rusting is a chemical change. If you will see the formula, it will be something like some compound is being formed like this, students. So a new compound is formed, iron reacts, and this will take place in the presence of water, air, and acid. Acid is present in the atmosphere, so the reaction takes place, which we will study in more detail in higher classes. All right, next question is on the screen. A mixture of sulfur and carbon disulfide is a mixture of sulfur and carbon disulfide. Mixture of sulfur and carbon disulfide is Heterogeneous shows Tyndall effect. Homogeneous shows Tyndall effect. Heterogeneous does not show Tyndall. Homogeneous does not show Tyndall effect. Now we have to choose the right answer.
Sir, option A.
Option A. What type of why option A, students? What will happen?
Sir, it forms a colloidal solution.
Colloidal solution. A colloidal solution is formed in which sulfur particles are suspended in carbon disulfide. Sulfur is our dispersed phase and carbon disulfide is the dispersion medium. It is a solvent dispersion medium in which sulfur colloidal particles are dispersed. The size is of colloidal particles and therefore it is heterogeneous. What is Tyndall effect, students?
The scattering of beam of light by the particles.
Okay, what is the size of the colloidal particles?
Sir, it is between 1 nanometer to 100 nanometer.
100 nanometer. That is the size of colloidal particles. We are just trying to revise also all the things, size of colloidal particles, because the questions could be changed in the exam. Students, we should be aware of that. Your answer is absolutely right and you are getting 1 full mark. These are live webinars, live interaction, live quizzes. Participate, think and answer the questions. Nothing to hurry up. Do not answer in a haste, then there will be difficulties. Tincture of iodine. Tincture of iodine. Where we have studied tincture of iodine, students? What happens, tincture of iodine? When we studied solutions, we talked
Yes, sir.
of tincture of iodine. So when we make a solution, this solution is made by dissolving iodine in potassium iodide, iodine in Vaseline, iodine in water, iodine in alcohol. You have 4 choices, students. How do you make
Iodine in alcohol.
what it is used for, you know? What it is used for? Antiseptic properties. Antiseptic. What is an antiseptic? If you have wounds or some cuts, what will you do? You have seen there is a solution which is a violet in color and they will put tincture in iodine and they will apply there. Antiseptic. This has antiseptic properties. So the correct answer is D, iodine. Iodine in alcohol. Iodine is a solute. Alcohol is a solvent. Iodine X is a solute here. Alcohol is our solvent and you will form a solution. When you mix the two, what you get? Solution. Okay? The solution is made. This is the correct answer. 1 full mark for that is allotted to the students. Next question. Which of the following are homogeneous in nature? What are homogeneous?
Sir, homogeneous mixtures are the mixtures in which particles uniformly mix with each other
They
and
have-
are indistinguishable
They
from
have
each
constant composition throughout. They have constant composition throughout. Constant composition throughout. This is very important
Yes,
point.
sir.
Okay. Then which of the following are homogeneous? Ice, wood, soil, air.
For ice and air.
Ice is homogeneous. Why ice is homogeneous? Ice contains what? Water,
Yes, sir.
H2O only. And the composition is same. Air is a mixture of gases, homogeneous mixture of gases. So both are these are homogeneous. You have ice and air is homogeneous. So you have A, B, C, and D. Then which is the correct answer?
Sir, option C.
1 and 4. 1 and 4. This is the correct answer. C. Okay. Absolutely correct answer. We are getting one full mark for that. All right. Next question is coming. Which of the following are physical changes? What is the difference between physical changes and chemical changes, students? What is the difference between physical and chemical changes?
Sir, in physical changes, no new substance is formed, and in chemical changes, no substance are formed.
New substances are formed. Okay. Now here, what are these? Which of the following are physical changes? They are asking physical change: melting of iron metal, rusting of iron, bending of iron rod, drying of an wire of iron. Okay. What is our answers? What is our answer? Is melting of iron physical or chemical change?
The physical change.
Physical. Rusting of iron?
Sir, chemical change.
Chemical. Bending of iron rod?
Physical change.
Physical. Drying wire of iron?
Physical change.
Physical. Then which are the physical?
Sir, option C.
One,
1/3.
third, and
4th.
fourth. They are physical changes. Then what is the correct answer? What is the correct answer?
Sir, option C.
First, third, and fourth. Option C is the correct answer. You get one full mark for that. You can see if the type of questions, there is not one question, many together have been framed and put up. So we have to be sure what answer we are giving. Question number 7 is on the screen. Which of the following are chemical changes? Chemical changes. Which of the following are chemical changes?
Sir, option A. First and second.
Decaying of wood, is it chemical? Decaying of
Yes,
wood,
sir.
chemical change. Some chemical reaction is taking place. Some new substances are being formed. Burning of wood,
Yes, sir.
you burn the wood, you will get carbon dioxide, water, and some energy. Chemical change. Sawing of the wood,
Sir, it's a physical change.
physical change. Hammering of nail in the piece of wood, no new substance has been formed.
Physical change.
Physical change. Then what is the correct answer? One
Option A. First and second.
and 2 are chemical changes. So option A is the correct answer. One full mark is allotted to the students. Okay. Next question. Two substances A and B are made to react to form substance A to B. According to the following reaction, 2A plus B gives A to B. Which of the following statement concerning the reaction are incorrect? Incorrect, he is saying. Which of the following are incorrect? The product A to B shows the properties of the product A to B shows the properties of substances A and B. A and B are made to react. They are made to react. They have reacted to form A to B. Which are incorrect? The product A to B shows the properties of A and B. Is it correct or incorrect?
Sir, incorrect.
This is incorrect. Why?
Sir, because when after their reaction, they form.
This is a compound. Compound. This will have different properties from A and B. The product will always have a fixed composition. What about this?
Sir, this is incorrect.
Incorrect. This doesn't have, the compound will have fixed composition. It is incorrect. What about the product so formed cannot be classified as a compound? Is it correct or incorrect?
Incorrect.
Incorrect. The product so formed is an element, correct or incorrect?
Incorrect.
Incorrect. Now you are left with second, the product will always have a fixed composition. What do you think about compounds? When compounds are formed, what happens to them? They have fixed composition. Then what is second?
Correct.
What is the answer then?
Option C. First, third, and fourth.
First, third, and fourth. Where is first, third, and fourth? Option C is the correct answer. This answer is correct. You will get one full mark for that. Read the question carefully, then only answer. There will be time given to the students to answer the question. Never answer a question in a hurry. That answer will be wrong and very much wrong. Okay, we are coming to the next question now. Next is coming. Two chemical species X and Y combine together to form product P, which contain both X and Y. X plus Y V P. X and Y cannot be broken down into simpler substances by chemical reactions. Which are the following concerning species X, Y, and P are correct? Correct. Okay. What are being provided? P is a compound. X, Y are compound. X and Y. P has fixed composition. P has fixed composition. X and Y are elements. Now, what answer we are giving? Always think and then answer the question. There is no need to hurry up, students.
Sir, option D. First, third, and fourth.
P is a compound. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Correct. X and Y are compounds.
Incorrect.
Incorrect. X and Y are elements.
Correct.
P has a fixed composition.
Correct.
Then what is the correct answer?
First,
One, first, third, and fourth. Correct. Answer D is the correct answer. You will get one full mark for this. You are given one full mark for this. It's the correct answer. Next question. Suggest separation technique one would need to apply to separate the following mixtures. Following mixtures. How will you separate mercury and water? What method will be used for the separation of mercury and water? Your time is running out, students. Fast. Mercury, is mercury a solid or a liquid?
Liquid,
Water is liquid or solid?
liquid.
The two are liquids. Are they miscible?
No, sir.
Then what technique we use when the two liquids are immiscible?
So we can use separating funnel.
Separating funnel. The heavier will be coming first. Which is have a higher density, mercury or water?
Mercury.
Okay. All right. That is the correct answer. Potassium chloride and ammonium chloride.
Sublimation.
Which will undergo sublimation?
Ammonium chloride.
Ammonium chloride sublimes. Ammonium chloride sublimes. Okay, one mark was given here. 1 mark is here. Now, common salt, water, and sand. How will you separate? Common salt, water, and sand. What procedure we will follow?
Sir, first we can filter so that the sands separates.
Filtration, and after filtration,
Crystallization.
common salt and water. You can do evaporation. Kerosene oil, water, and salt. How will we separate? You have kerosene oil. Water is soluble in salt. Then what will you do?
Sir, first by using a separating funnel, we can separate kerosene oil and water.
Separating funnel. This will separate kerosene oil and salt solution. The two are separated. ठीक है? Separates kerosene oil and this. Then what will you do to salt solution?
Evaporation.
Evaporation. Okay. Water will evaporate, salt will remain behind. Therefore, separating funnel A and B evaporation, though two methods. All right. Next question is on the screen. Which of the tubes A and B will be more effective as condenser in the distillation apparatus?
Sir, tube A.
This A will be more effective.
Yes, sir.
A more effective. Why?
This is because, sir, it has beads which will be cooler. And
So
when
it
the
will
water
be
comes,
a fractionating column. Just like we have discussed the fractional distillation. So that beads are there. So what will they do? They will it will undergo multiple condensation and evaporations. Multiple evaporation and condensations. Therefore, A will be more effective for distillation. Salt can be removed from solution by evaporation. Suggest some other technique for the same.
sir, crystallization.
What is crystallization? How will you do the crystallization? Hot, saturated solution, salt solution will be cooled. What will happen? Crystals of pure salt separates out. This is the correct answer. Next question is coming. The seawater can be classified as homogeneous as well as heterogeneous mixture. Comment. How do you say it is homogeneous as well as heterogeneous?
Sir, in seawater, salt is soluble in water. So uniform mixing is there. So it is a homogeneous mixture.
The top layer of this seawater, what it has? Sea, because sea has very deep water, deep water. The top layer has salt solution or some other ions may be dissolved. Some other ions may be dissolved in water. That is homogeneous in nature. But as you go deep inside the sea, what happens? What do you experience deep inside? We have seen deep inside the sea, there are even plants
Yes, sir.
and some, what you have? Sand or some other, so many other things are there. What do you have? Heterogeneous. So then it has two things, both. It can be considered as homogeneous plus heterogeneous. All right. Next question. While diluting a solution of salt in water, a student by mistake added acetone boiling point. What technique can be employed to get back acetone? Justify your choice.
Sir, we can use distillation.
Okay. The boiling point of acetone is how much?
56 degrees, sir.
And the boiling point of water?
100 degrees, sir.
So we can apply distillation. To separate we can apply distillation to separate acetone and water. Next question. What would you observe? What would you observe when a saturated solution of potassium chloride prepared at 60 degree is allowed to cool at room temperature?
Sir, on cooling, the potassium chloride will be suspended in the beaker at the bottom.
A saturated potassium chloride is allowed to cool at the crystallization will take place. Crystallization. So what you will get crystals of
Potassium chloride.
potassium chloride separates out. Separates out. What is B? An aqueous solution of is heated to dryness. What will happen? When you will heat a sugar solution, what will happen?
Evaporation.
Evaporation of water. What will be left?
Sugar.
The sugar will be left behind. Dry sugar will be there. A mixture of iron filling. If you heat too much, then sugar burns and becomes carbon charred. Strong heating, then it will become black. Water will also go, it will become carbon black. A mixture of iron filling and sulfur is heated strongly. What will happen? Heated. What will you get?
Sir, it will form a solution.
Solution. It will form a compound. It will form a compound. That was a wrong answer. Okay, you can see how we have to answer the questions. That's what we are trying. We have to learn and think. More and more questions we do, more and more we study, more we learn. Everywhere the notes of 9th will be used in 10th, 11th, 12th. Also those who are appearing for different competitions. Our video recordings will be available for students. They can watch them later if they have doubts, and also forward to your friends and study them anytime, anywhere. Explain why the particles of colloidal solution do not settle when left undusted, while in the case of suspension they do. What answer we are giving?
So the particles of colloidal solutions are smaller than that of particles of suspension.
Okay. So why the gravity, force of gravity will attract the heavier particles? They will settle down with due to the gravity. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next question. Smoke and fog both are aerosols. In what way are they different? What are aerosols? What are aerosols?
Sir, it is a type of colloids.
They are made up of what? One is a dispersed phase and other is dispersion
Medium.
medium. So you have to write these, what is the dispersion phase and dispersion medium in the two cases. What is a smoke? What is the dispersed phase? What is the
Solid.
in smoke?
Yes, sir. Dispersed phase is solid.
Solid. Usually there is a carbon particles and other dust particles. And what is the dispersion medium?
Gas.
Gas, which is your air. And what is the second one? Fog. What is in dispersed phase in fog?
Liquid.
Liquid. That is actually water. And what is the dispersion medium?
Gas.
Gas, which is air. You have liquid drops, liquid particles suspended in air. That becomes fog. Even mist you have seen in winter, fog.
Yes.
As you are driving, fog comes and then you can't see anything. In the rainy season also you will see inside the glass of the car, when inside you see fog. Such questions will be asked in the paper. You have to answer them in the basis of dispersed phase and dispersion medium. Important, students. Okay. Next question. Classify the following as physical or the following as physical and chemical properties. Physical and chemical properties. The composition of sample of steel is 98% iron, 1.5% of carbon, and 0.5% of other elements.
Physical properties.
Physical properties. Zinc dissolve in hydrochloric acid with evolution of HCl.
Chemical property.
Chemical reaction. You know, zinc plus metal reacts with acids. You have Zn plus HCl. Chemical properties. Metallic sodium is soft enough to be cut with a knife.
Physical property.
Physical properties. You cut into halves. Most metal oxide form alkalis on interacting with water.
Chemical property.
All right, chemical properties. So when new substances will be formed, chemical, otherwise physical. The teacher instructed 3 students ABC to prepare 50% mass by volume solution of sodium hydroxide. Instructed 3 students A, B and C. To prepare 50% mass by volume of NaOH. A dissolved 50 gram of NaOH in 100 milliliter of water. How NaOH? 50 gram water, 100 gram. ठीक है. B dissolved 50 gram of 50 gram of NaOH in 100 gram of water. 50 gram NaOH, 50 gram in water, 100 gram. Okay. C dissolved 50 gram NaOH, 50 gram NaOH in 100 milliliter of solution. ठीक है. Which one of them has made the desired solution and why? What is the correct answer, students? What is the correct answer? You want 50% by mass, by volume. 50% by mass by volume. So which will be the correct answer? A, B or C? Your time is out now. Fast.
C.
C is the correct answer because 50 gram divided by solution. This is the total solution 100. 50 by 100 into 100. 50 gram 100 milliliter into 100. So that will give 50% by mass. Mass by volume. C is the correct answer. C is the correct answer. See that how we answer the question, students. Okay. So what we find, students, to answer the questions, we have to think and then only we answer the question. We don't answer any question in a hurry. And we must be able to do the questions ourselves. Till now, 30 questions have been asked and only one wrong. So you are getting 29 out of 30. So that is a good performance. This is a good performance. Whatever questions have been given, you have been able to answer most of the questions. And by this way, we are able to do a very good revision of the topic and the chapter. And we end up the session here for the quiz, and we will meet you in the next class. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed the quiz, and the
Yes,
video recorded videos will be available to the students to you can recommend to your friends to subscribe the channel and watch the quiz. Is very, very important. Questions have been asked. Okay, then I will see you in the next class.
thank you, sir.